In this episode of the UX Tea Break, I'll give you some ideas for doing research in the era of social distancing. There's just one question I'm being asked right now: how can I do user research when I'm social distancing? It's tough. As a user researcher, my USP is that I'm able to spend time with real users achieving their goals in context. What do you do when you can't get into a user's house, or when you can't visit someone in their office because it's closed down? In fact, there's loads you could do. I want to give you 30 specific ideas for research activities. I'm not sure I can cram this into 5 minutes, but let's see. Number one, send users a paper diary and ask them to fill it out when they're doing the thing you're designing for. Remind people to complete the diary by sending a text message every few days. Ask people to fill out their diary whenever a critical incident occurs. This could be making a purchase, having to reboot the system, needing to access online help, whatever. Number two, if a paper diary feels a little bit contagious, create a WordPress blog where users can type their entry every day or so, or ask people to send you an email with their diary entry. Or, if your users have smartphones, get them to complete the diary on their mobile using a service like Dscout or an app like Day One. Number three, if your users hate typing, get them to dictate voice memos or create a photo diary or a video diary. They can upload recordings privately to Flickr or YouTube. Number four, let's say you want to know if people have a need for your product or service, but you don't have anything to show right now. Create a fake landing page and see what percentage of people sign up. Number five, teach 5 users how to record a screencast using screen recording software. There's a bunch of free tools you can use to do screen recording. Get users to make screen recordings of themselves while using your system and thinking aloud. Arrange a session with your product team to watch the videos. Number 6, find a user willing to attend a Reddit-style Ask Me Anything, where the user is the star. You could use Facebook, Slack, or even WhatsApp. Ask the design team to attend. Fire questions at the user for an hour. Number 7, run an interview with a user via Zoom. Ask the user to screen share with you and get a tour of their desktop and most used software. Get them to move the webcam around so you can see the environment where they work. Ask them to walk you through a typical transaction with your product. Number 8, at the end of the interview, play back the video to the participant. Ask them to walk through the part of the video where they did the tasks. Number 9, get 2 participants on a Zoom call. Get one of them to share their screen and get the other one to act like a teacher and show them how to use it. Number 10, screen share a page from your system for 5 seconds, then ask the user what they can remember. Number 11, set up screen sharing in Zoom and ask users to do the same task with your system and with a competitor's system. Ask them to compare the strengths and weaknesses of both. Number 12, use an intercept survey to catch users in real time as they're using the website. Set up a live Zoom call and follow along as they use the system. Number 13, send an email to your participants with a cartoon storyboard, a frame-by-frame representation of how you expect the user to interact with your product or service. Ask people to reply by email with their thoughts about it. Number 14, interview users on the phone to find out if the problem you're solving is a genuine problem. Describe the problem to them, ask them to rank its severity to them on a scale of 1 to 10, and then ask them how they try to solve it now. This approach will soon help you see if you're working on a problem that really matters to them. Number 15, interview users on the phone to uncover the trigger words they use, the words or phrases they use when doing the meaningful activity. These are the words they will expect to see in your user interface. Number 16, create a set of 50 or so reaction cards in a Google Doc with adjectives like boring, stressful, and engaging. Ask people to think about the last time they did the thing you're working on. Ask them to select 5 adjectives that capture their experience, then interview them to find out why they picked each word. Number 17, show users a blank screen from your website or user interface in a Google Doc. Screen share and ask people to write the functions they want in a text box and get them to place the text boxes on the blank screen. Number 18, ask users to create 5 user stories in Google Docs using the as a user format. Number 19, use Mural to write out the list of functions that your system supports and ask users to classify them according to whether they use the functions sometimes, frequently, or never. Include a handful of functions that aren't in the interface at all, just to check that users users aren't making things up. Number 20, again using Mural, write 20 functions or features from your interface onto sticky notes and ask users to rank all of them in terms of importance. Number 21, use Mural to get users to list their key tasks and then rate them in terms of frequency and importance. Number 22, use Mural to get users to create a user journey map describing their experience with your product or service. Number 23, use Mural to get a user to create a persona with themselves as the subject. Number 24, use Optimal Sort to run an open card sort to find out how your users categorize items in the domain you're designing for. Number 25, use Optimal Sort to carry out a tree test to see if people can navigate to the correct part of your information architecture to complete various tasks. Number 26, listen in on a customer service call or web chat. Then speak to the person who manages your customer service center and ask if you can see their call data. What are the most frequent calls or chats about? Number 27, be the user. Call your customer service line or act like a mystery shopper. Number 28, browse your company's customer discussion forums. Number 29, use Google Analytics to find users' top destinations in your website. Number 30, find data about customers that already exist in your organization. Oh, I hope you found that useful. If you have a question you'd like me to answer, write it in the comments below.